Welcome everyone, and thank you for attending today's webcast, Revit MEP Family Creation. Our presenter today is Matt Johnson. He's a solutions engineer with Hagerman & Company. Before we get started, I want to let you know that you're in listening only mode. If you have questions during the presentation, you can type those into the question panel on the right-hand side of your screen, and they'll be addressed at the end of the presentation. We're also joined by Alice Craig to help field questions, and she can answer some things as we go as well. As we close down the session today, you'll be prompted to fill out a survey, and we ask that you take a few moments to fill that out. This webcast does qualify for one AIA continuing education credit. If you'd like to receive this credit, just type your AIA number into question 3 of our survey at the end today, and we will get those submitted for you. Additionally, all registrants will receive a follow-up email containing a link for the recording of this presentation. And with that, I'll hand things over to Matt.
Okay, good morning everyone, or afternoon almost. Matt Johnson here with Hagerman & Company. It looks like this is a big time subject that everybody wants to see, so we're going to jump right in this. There's a lot to cover and a lot of steps to go through, so I will try to go through and somewhat at a good pace and try to cover everything with proper time attended to it. So what we're going to do today is a VAV box to be used in a HVAC system. And if you can kind of see the one that I created before up here, it's just going to be a basic box with a duct inlet, a duct outlet on the back. It's going to have a reheat coil in the back side of it with a hydronic supply and return water line going in to heat the coil to heat the air, and then it's just going to have a controller piece of geometry on the side. We won't worry about putting any electrical on there. We just want to focus on getting the box parametrically built and attaching all of the duct and pipe connectors to it to get it to work within a system. So saying that, we'll go ahead and get started. So we're just going to go and open a new family. We're going to use for the family template, we're just going to use a mechanical equipment template and open that. Okay, so what we're looking at here, let me take the go-to meeting, and there we go, so I can see. All right, so what we've got here is our properties box, and we're going to need our family browser or our project browser for the family here. What you do is it starts off with 2 reference planes that are at a default, and this one is going to be center, front, and back. It's pinned down, and this is center, left to right. We want to leave those in there because that's going to be the insertion point for the box. We're looking down on the reference level, and we're going to build the bottom of the box to be at the reference level. So whatever elevation you put the VAV box in, it's going to be the clearance to the bottom of this box, the way we're going to do it. You can always do it where it goes to the center, but for simplicity's sake, we're just going to build the bottom of the box to the reference level. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We've got a lot to do. So we've got to go to the Create tab. We're going to go up here and put a lot of reference planes in here. So what we want to do is kind of just think about building this box from the center out. So this is our main box. And what you want to do is while you're placing all of these reference planes in there, you want to get a little equidistant action going so that when you flex the size of the box, it's going to flex from the center out. Okay? So what we want to do is make these 3 or these 2 equal distance. Okay, we're going to do the same thing over here. And just hit the little equal symbol over here. I know it's kind of small. All right, and so then what we want to do is kind of we want to give that a dimension for the overall depth or width of the box. And we're going to make this say just 2 feet. Oops. guess before I place the equal distance, I should have given this. Go ahead and start out with some realistic dimensions. So I'm going to just place these. We're going to make our box 2 by 2 wide and long, just to start out with. So I'm just using these temporary dimensions to kind of place these, you know, sort of where they're going to go. Sorry. Place this 1 foot. That's good. That's 1 foot. That's good. And we want to place this again using our dimension tool, equal distance. So that constrains it to be equal distance as we move along. So go ahead and give it a width dimension here. Sometimes you'll have to just click on these and drag them up to where they kind of overlap each other just a little bit. Okay, we'll pull this one up. Okay, so now we're looking down on our box. Now what we want to do is we want to put one of these reference planes in here on the back for the controller width. So we're going to dimension that out there. And at first we're going to make this something like 3 inches. Okay, and we want to put another one for the controller length, right? And we'll just make that one 9 inches for now. Okay, so this is going to be our controller area. This is going to be our main box. Now for our reheat coil, we'll put it on the back end or the tail end over here. So we just want to create another one. Back here, go ahead and give it a dimension, just to place it. Okay, so 4 inches should be good. Oops, got to click on the dimension. Okay, so now we want to have one more reference plane and plan view that's going to be our duct length, because we're going to have a a round duct sticking out of the front or the left side of the main box up front. Okay, so we want to create another reference plane out here. And we'll just make that duct extension 4. Oops. Again, I have to click on the dimension, make that 4 inches. Okay. So now that we've done this, what you want to do is to keep yourself, well, number one, from going insane. There's going to be a lot of reference planes in here, and they may get kind of jumbled. And so what you want to do is, so that you can reference these later, start going through here and naming these. Okay. So when you click on one, now they have this little blue parameter that you can click on and name it from here. So we want to name all these reference planes so that they'll show up on our list. So this is going to be our duct length. Okay, and it doesn't let you put any spaces in there for parameters. So you might, so like this is kind of going to be your normal. You can name those, or you can put underscores or hyphens or whatever in there. So we want to name this one. This is going to be our controller width. I like to just put a capital in there. This is going to be our controller length. Okay, so this is going to be our box left. This is going to be our box front. This is our box right. This one's going to be box back. And then finally, I think the only one we have left is going to be our coil length. And I like to go length being left to right on your screen and width always front or top to bottom of your screen, so that when you're looking at it from either side, if you were looking at it from the right hand side, the width would be, left to right. Okay, so I always like to think of it as length this way, width this way. Okay, so now we've got all these reference planes named. We want to add a couple of more reference planes in our front view because we're going to have pipes sticking out of the front here. Okay, so they're going to be sticking out of the front side of our VAV box or our reheat coil right here. So I'm just going to go to the front elevation view, hit ZF. So there's a couple. We need to specify where the top of our box is going to be. So we're going to create another reference plane over here. I'm going to put a dimension there. And we'll just set it at 2 feet as a default. We're going to name that box height. Okay. So now we need to concentrate. So looking at the front of this is the area, this is going to be where our reheat coil is going to be. Okay. So what we need to do is specify some more, reference planes for where our pipes are going to be. So I'm going to put a plane in here and put an equal distance constraint again, like this. And so then we're going to need to see where our pipes are going to be. So I'll just try to eyeball the center of that and make sure that our pipe always stays in the center of that coil. So again, we're just going to use the equal distance constraint. And we've gone to the top, so we've already specified this one as the length. So as the coil length extends, this center line that we've created, do we name that one? This needs to be box center line. This one is going to be our pipe center line. Just want to make sure we name all these. Okay, and then we want to specify in the horizontal direction our height of where our pipes are going to be. So usually we'll just make this one to where both of these pieces of pipe are always going to stay, like if our box flexes up, we always want this pipe to stay in the kind of the center of each quadrant or each section of the height of the box here. So what we're going to do is just put that same equal distance constraint there so they always stay center. Right? The distance doesn't matter. We just want them to always be in the center. Okay? So now this one is going to be pipe bottom. Oops. Okay? And then this one's going to be pipe top. Okay. So now we've got all of our reference planes in there and we've got them all named. So the second thing that we want to do is we want to go in here and create these parameters so that we will, when we load them into our project, those parameters can be changed numerically by size and this will flex. Okay, so we said that this is our box height, so we want that to be dynamic. We want it to be parametric. So we're going to click up here and we're going to click that dimension and we're going to make a label out of that so that it turns into create the parameter. Alright, so this one's going to be, they're all going to be type parameters so we can change the types of our box. So this is going to be box height. Let's say OK. And let's see, I think that is all we're going to need in this view, so we need to go back to our reference level. Okay, and now we're going to start naming these. So let's start up here. Remember, this was going to be our controller length. So we're going to make that controller length. Okay. This is going to be our controller width. Okay. This is going to be our box depth. Okay. This is going to be our box length. Okay. We've got this. This one, remember, we're going to come out with a round duct, and we would just want to, you know, maybe give it a parameter that says how far that the geometry of the duct is going to be, so that you're not attaching your duct in your project right here. It's going to attach out here to this piece of geometry out here. So this is going to be duct length, and we're going to need that for our extrusion too. Duct length. Okay. So this needs to be our controller length, or excuse me, our coil length, because this is where our coil is going to stick out. Coil length. Okay, so I'm just going to take a look and make sure that we've got all these as parameters. You can go up and check and make sure you have all the parameters you want by hitting the Family Types button up here in the upper left. And now we have all of our dimensions that's going to control our geometry as parameters, so that once it's in our project, it'll flex correctly. So let's talk about types. So now this is a it's 2 feet deep by 2 feet high by 2 feet long. The coil length is 4 inches, controller length is 9, controller width is 3. Okay, so what we want to do is go up here and say new type, and we'll just leave the naming convention. You can name this however you want. I'm just going to say okay, and let's create another one, okay, that's slightly smaller, and we'll call it type 2. And we just want to make sure that this flexes. Okay, so when we have type 2 under here, and this is the current type, the depth, we'll just say 1'6", excuse me, not 6 inches, but 1'6". The box height can be 1'6". Just slightly smaller, just to be a little bit different, so I can show you how it's going to flex. 1'6". The coil length can be 3 inches, a little bit smaller. The controller length is 8 inches, and 2 inches for the depth of it. And the duct length, will make it 3 inches, just slightly smaller, and we're going to apply that. Okay, so this is where we can go over here and kind of make sure that this thing's going to flex the way we want it to. And so you go in here and pull this away, and you can kind of see all your geometry, and you can go from type 1 and see how it flexes. And so that lets you know right away that everything is going ahead and flexing the way you want it to, so you don't have to keep opening your family to go back in there. All right, so now that we've got our reference planes in there, we've named them, we have put dimension constraints on there, we have created our parameters that are attached to those reference planes. So the next step is to start extruding some geometry. All right, so what we do is we go up here and we just say create extrusion. Now this is what you want to make sure that you do when you're making these extrusions. You're going to snap to these. Oops, I'm going to make it a rectangle. Okay, so when you snap to these, before you go any further, always make sure that you lock these down on the reference planes, what you've snapped to, okay, so that geometry will stay connected to your reference plane as you flex this thing, okay? And so then, before you get out of this, the next thing you need to do is go over here. We've started it. since we're looking down on the reference plane, we want the end of this, or the height of it, to be constrained by our reference plane. And so I know it's kind of small, but this little button right over here to the side, Extrusion In, click that guy, and it gives you a list. And this is why you want to name them. If you don't name your reference planes, they're not going to show up in this list. Okay, so your box height is the one that you want to constrain this box to. And you say OK. And then you finish that. So what I want to do as I'm going along is to make sure I'm oriented correctly, is I'm going to go ahead and open up this, and I'm going to hit WT just to window tile this. Okay, so let's close this one from now. Let's close the left elevation from now. I'll close that. Okay, so here's our box, and then here's our reference. So I'm going to hit WT again, and so that you can just have this 3D visual. And usually when I'm doing this, I'll go ahead and turn my thin lines on, because if you don't, it gets kind of cartoony. So I'll go ahead and turn my thin lines on. Okay, so we got a couple more extrusions to make. Our controller is going to stick on the outside over here, and so we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. Create an extrusion, rectangle. I'm going to snap to these again and lock these down. Make sure you lock all of them down, especially this one. And then for the extrusion in, one more time, I'm going to say box height. Okay? Good. So now we've got our controller on there. Okay? So now the next thing we want to do is put this reheat coil piece of geometry on the left side of it. So let's do the same thing. Create, extrusion, remember, lock these down, here, and here. And again, go over here to this little button. I want that to go to the box height as well. And say OK. So now we've got the reheat coil and the main box and the controller. And so now let me go up here and show you, when you're in the create mode, you want to show where that reference plane is. Okay, this is your work plane. So when we were looking down on top of this, we were coming from this plane up. Okay, so we want to change that. All right, and this is another reason why you definitely want to always name your reference planes. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to make that reference plane this face, or the left side of the box, the current work plane, because we're going to start our extrusion from that this time. Okay, so what we do is we go over here and we set this, and again, if you don't name those reference planes, they're not going to show up in here, right? So we're going to change it to box left. See? Okay, and you can click on this to kind of get yourself more oriented, and you can stretch that so you can kind of see now that that is your reference plane that you're going to be extruding from, and that's always important. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go and pull up the left elevation of this, because you always want to get perpendicular in your view to what you're, so that you're either extruding toward yourself or away from yourself, or from your face and away from your face. Okay, so let's see, we want to go open the left elevation. So now we're looking at the elevation of that box. So now I'm just going to extrude a circular or a round extrusion. So I pick the round circle. Okay, I'm just going to start from the center line and go out and make this a 6-inch radius or a 1 foot 12-inch diameter extrusion so that our duct can attach to. And so I'm starting from there, and the extrusion end, again, I want to go to our duct length. That's why we put that one out there. I'm going to say OK. And now we're going to finish that. And let's see if it did what we think it's going to do. Yes, OK. So now, keep in mind, we can't see the 4-inch duct extrusion that we had. And if you ever can't see that, it's always going to be probably in there. Okay? So you see that? This is where sometimes it gets messed up and it doesn't directly come off of the work plane. So let's click on this extrusion and go to extrusion start. Let's make sure it's attaching itself to the box left, or excuse me, well, wait a minute. Let's delete that one, start all over. It didn't attach itself to the left. Okay, so when I was extruding it, I probably snapped to extrusion, start, it's not giving me, this was set to center. So we're going to set it to box left. Again, I don't know why it jumped back to the center, but these are the kind of things that Revit will do. You need to kind of look out for. So we'll do this again so that we know we're starting from the left. And then we want to make sure we go to duct length. Okay, now let's take a look. Okay, so it attached to this reference plane, but here's what you're going to run into sometimes. It threw that duct going to the right, okay? And that's because 3D modeling off of reference planes always has something, I won't go into it, but it's called normals, okay? So, and the normal for this is going to be shooting it off to the right. And the way you can fix that is to go to this elevation over here, and you're just going to take this reference plane. Well, where is the, hit tab and pull this box left. See how it's, you want to just reverse it. Pull this one down and then pull that one up, and see how it kind of threw the geometry to the right side. Okay, I know that might be a little painful, but once you learn why it's doing that, so the normal was shooting it to the right-hand side, so you just pull that down and just kind of flip it. You're just flipping the plane so it shoots out to the left. Okay, so now we've got the duct on there as an extrusion. So now what we want to do is we want to put the extrusion for the 2 pipes over here coming out. All right, so we're going to shut this down, and we're just going to open the front elevation. WT again. All right, now we're going to want to change our work plane again. So we go over to set the work plane, and instead of the center, it's going to be box front is the work plane. And say OK. And then over here, we'll set it to box front. Right there. Okay, good. All right, just make sure again, set this to box front so that we know that those pipes are going to be shooting out of the front. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Right here, we want to come out of the front of here. Okay, so again, we want to do an extrusion of a circle. I'm just going to make this a 1/2 inch radius, and we'll start off with a 1-inch pipe. Okay, so then what we want to do is click on this one. I want to make, and we'll just make the extrusion end 4 inches. That's good, because no matter where they are, just have the pipe sticking out 4 inches at all times, so at least you'll just have something to start running your pipe from. And then it'll just give you a face a little bit offset from the box or the coil, reheat coil, so that you can attach your thing. So that can stay. That doesn't have to be parametric. If you wanted it to be, you could do the same thing that you did over here with the duct length and set the pipe length as well. But for our purpose here, we'll just go ahead and make them always 4 inches. Okay? Oops, sorry. Okay, so we turn this around, and again, it did the same thing. See how it threw the pipe, it attached to the correct work plane, but the normal's off, so it shot the extrusion to the inside of our box, right? No big deal. We just want to go to the front or the right-hand side. So let's go to the right. We're just going to take this guy, the box front, we're going to flip him. See? We just flipped it. So now, good to go. I'll go ahead and close this one. And so now, all of our extrusions, and I'll turn the work plane off. You just unhit show. Right? Okay. So now we're doing pretty good. This was pretty fast, and I hope I'm not going too fast. But you can. I think this might be available and recorded so that you guys can watch this again if you missed any of these steps. Okay. So now we've got all of our extrusions made. Our geometry is on there. Take a look at that. And the last thing that we need to do is to go in and put connectors on this thing. Okay, so we'll start out with this duct connector. And you can do this in 3D mode. It's good because you can pick you want to pick the faces. Okay, so we're going to go duct connector, and it's by face. So you always want to highlight the end of that piece of duct. Okay, so as you can see, it attached to the end of that piece of geometry there. All right, I hit escape. Now I want to select this connector and go up here and change the shape from rectangular to round. Okay, now the flow direction is going to be in, supply air is correct, and hit apply. Then what you want to do is to make sure that the diameter of your duct connector stays consistent with, wait a minute, I forgot to do something. Let's go to the left. I forgot to mention this. So I hit DI, and we got to make a couple more. I forgot to make those parameters, and so we go diameter right there, and then we want to click this and make it duct diameter. Let's say okay. Right? Okay, so now that I have this on, if that kind of gets a little, you want to just go to VG, turn those dimensions off in that view, and say okay. So now, all right. So now, if we select this, there's a little bitty plus symbol here. Okay, so you want to associate that diameter to the parameter. duct diameter and say OK. So what that does is it constrains the diameter of your connector, of your duct, to the diameter parameter of your geometry, okay, which is the duct diameter. All right. So again, you just want to kind of go through here, make sure you got everything right. It's round, it's going in, supply air, good to go. All right. So now let's spin around and put our outlet duct on the back. We'll just make it one big rectangular duct coming out of the back of this, okay? So we'll just say create duct connector, and I'm just gonna, if you can't mouse over the face, you can hit the tab key, see till you get the face of it, and there you go. All right, so this is where I always like, remember I said width is always from front to back, because now when you're looking at it, it considers this to be the width, right? So you click on this, and it's going to be out, because it's coming out of the box. Supply air is still good, right? Then you want to constrain the width to, let's see, it'll be the box depth. I guess I called it instead of width. I apologize for that. I should have said width. See how it, so I called it depth and it should have been width. But anyway, as long as you can kind of keep up with it, it doesn't make any difference what you call it. And I want to constrain the top of this to the box height. See? So now that duct, if you change any of those parameters, that duct connector is always going to flex with it, and it will size your duct that is attached to that along with the parameters that you set. Okay? So another thing I forgot to do is make a couple of parameters for the diameter of these pipes up here. Okay? So let's go to the front again. Oh, I'm already in it. Okay, so then I want to say DI diameter, 1 inch, 1 inch. Now I want to make these new parameters, pipe diameter. I say okay. That's pipe diameter. This one, since you've already created it, you can just pull it down from the list, pipe diameter. So now these are parameters, okay? So now we can go back over here to our 3D view and start putting our pipe connectors on there, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to create a pipe connector. We're going to choose this face. I'll go ahead and put both of them on there, right? Okay, so click on this one. This is going to be, instead of domestic hot, this is going to be hydronic supply. It's going in. So the top one will be the supply, bottom one will be the return. Okay, so you go in and apply. Then for the diameter, we want to click on that. I know it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little plus sign here. And we want that to be pipe diameter. And so you see how it connected right to the diameter of it now? Now it's always going to flex. Let's do the same thing with that. This is going to be hydronic return, right? And it's going to be out. It's going to be out of the coil. Apply that. Again, tie the diameter of the connector to the pipe diameter. And there we go. All right. So now we've got our geometry in there. We've got all of our geometry tied to, we'll go ahead and save this to my desktop. I'll call it VAV2. VAV2, save that, and now we're going to close it. Save it. Okay, so now what we do is open up just a new project. We use the mechanical template, so it's already got some duct and pipe in there for us. Okay, so now since we put that category and built our family from a mechanical template, we can go to Systems, Mechanical Equipment. I'm going to hit Edit Type. I'm going to say Load. Let's go find VAV2, load it into our project. Okay, so here it is. And see where it says Offset? We're going to click on that and put that maybe 8 feet in the air. All right, so now in our plan view, here's our VAV box, and it looks just like any other. Now let's look at this. If you ever noticed when you have two connectors that are sitting on top of one another, ours is going to behave just like any one out of the box. So watch this. We go right-click on that, say Draw Pipe. It's going to ask us, right? Hydronic supply. It's okay. Just draw a piece of pipe. Let's go to the Fine view so we can see our pipes. Again, do it again and say Draw Pipe. And since it's the only one left, it'll go ahead and default to the one. I'll make it a little bit longer. We're going to right-click and say Draw Duct. So see how with the connector being the same size as the box, see how it's blue? It's already behaving correctly. Do it again. Draw duct. I'll go ahead and turn this to Fine again. So there you go. Let's try to change this. Remember we had type 1 and type 2? Perfect. It flexed just like we wanted it to. Now you can also go in there and change these. So go edit the type and say 1'8". Oops. 8 instead of 1'6". Oops, I keep hitting 0. 8. And 1'8". And watch when I hit apply. See how it flexes? Right? Okay, so everything stays together, and there you go. You've got your VAV box with your connectors, and everything should work fine from there. That took a little bit less time than I thought it would. Let's see if we got any questions. I don't see any questions coming through. Actually, that took a little bit less time than I thought. I'll stay. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Thanks for the great presentation. We don't have any questions coming through at this time, so I'll do a little bit of a wrap up here. If you have additional questions that you think of later, you can simply reply to that confirmation or reminder email you received from GoToWebinar, and we can get those to Matt or your salesperson to get your questions answered. Once again, if you could take a few moments to answer the short survey, we would appreciate it. It will appear as we close down today. And I don't see anything else, so I will just close things down today.
I'm sorry. Let's see. I can't expand. Oh, okay. Okay, looks like we have a question. Let's see. How does this work with curves? I'm not sure what you mean by curves, Danny. Curves. Are you meaning maybe round curved duct? If the duct, we'll go ahead and let me get in. Yeah, like if you do this, the duct will add in curves. Like if you want to do that, I don't know if that. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, as long as you draw the duct, it will. And as long as this is far enough away, see how it won't make that? Cancel that. So as long as your duct is far enough away for it to make the transition for the size of duct like that, you should be good. Let's see. Very good. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to expand my GoToMeeting so I can fully read your... Oh, there we go. Thank you, Kevin. You said that was a great presentation. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Okay, curved up, yes. How to flip the normal on the reference plane was a great little nugget. Okay, thanks, Kevin. Yeah, that can really get people because you're telling it which reference plane to go to, but for some reason when you do it, that normal, it just wants to throw it the other way, and I don't know any way to fix that other than to flip it just like we did. So good stuff there. Okay.
Okay, well, I don't see anything else, so we'll wrap up for today, but thank you everyone for attending and have a great day.
Thanks, you asking.